Hey guys, it's Stasia and welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm hoping won't be too long, but it will basically be setting up my 2022 reading journal. This is a notebook from Archer and Olive. I'm not sure if I talk about that, but the rest of this video will be like a voiceover while I make my spreads. There's about I believe 20 or so pages that I set up. It's just going to be like my yearly spreads, the things I'll use throughout the year. No monthly yet, but I will be starting to put out monthly bullet journal videos throughout the year of 2022. I just wanted to do this video so you guys can see me setting it up. Something I will say about my bullet journal is that it is not for daily, weekly use at all. I have two separate planners, so this is like my third form of tracking things, so there will be no daily, weekly spreads that I do in this journal. This journal is basically for me to track my reading. Yeah, so while I'm making my spreads, just keep that in mind. It's not like an everyday journal. It's just gonna be for my stats, and then I'm going to have pages for book clubs and things like that, rather than tracking my reading type of thing daily, because I have another planner for that. So if you guys are interested in the other planners that I will be using, let me know and I can show you guys all the planners that I use to plan everything in my life. I will say that I apologize. I've never actually done a video like this, especially in this new house. I didn't know how to figure out the lighting, so some of the lighting is bad. I actually did film this video over the course of a few days, so there are lighting changes. I do apologize ahead of time, but it's what I could do with what I had. So I hope you guys enjoy. I will get better. I'll see you guys at the end. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm basically going to be unboxing my Archer and Olive bullet journal. I got this really cute hat design that I really love. So this is just me unboxing it. I'm going to do a quick flip through that you guys will see in a minute, and it's basically just me putting post-its on where I want certain things to be, on what pages. So now here I'm going to start with my title page. I'm just going to title it Reading Journal instead of a specific year for now, mainly because I'm hoping I can use this throughout many years. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and make my opening title page. Alright, so now I'm flipping the page, a couple pages over, and I'm going to do my year at a glance spread. This spread will basically be just all the months laid out, where I'm able to do anything from highlight and schedule readathons, or maybe circle for discussions that I need to remember, live shows, things like that. This is just an overview, not very specific year at a glance. Alright, so what you guys see me basically doing here is I'm going to divide two pages into three boxes, 6 over both of them. So I'm going to be using 2 pages for my year at a glance. So I'm going to split them up into 3s or 6, whichever way you want to look at it. And I'm basically going to put the calendar at the top and then the long column at the bottom will basically be used for me to highlight or put any details of the dates that I highlighted. So now you see that I'm getting started on the second pages, and yeah. Alright, so I skipped a couple pages here. We'll go back to it in a minute. I'm basically just jumping around here, but these next 2 pages are going to be yearly challenges spreads. So on the left side, I'm doing 22 books that I want to read in 2022, and that's basically going to be my personal picks that I would like to read, whereas the right side is going to be the 12 in 12 challenge that I first did in 2021. And that is basically books recommended by friends and other people, so they're not really personally chosen. The thing I do with both of these challenges is I only use books that are on my physical TBR right now, so it's very limiting, but it definitely helps me to read the books that I physically own. So what you see me doing right now is I'm just putting basically 22 boxes so that I can check off when I've read them. I put them kind of scattered so that it didn't look just like one very plain list. And then I put on the bottom, like, out of 22, how much I'll read at the end of the year. And I highlighted in yellow. Not really sure why I chose that color, but I really like it. It's just a little pop every other line, just so it gives the page a little bit more life. You'll see here that I started writing a couple just so you could see how it was done. Now going over to the right side is, like I said earlier, going to be my 12 in 12 challenge. For this spread, since there's only 12, I decided that I'm going to make 12 boxes, one for each month of the year and one for each recommendation. And in these boxes, I'm going to actually print out the book covers and pop them in there. It's not exactly a rectangle, mainly so that I could put like my rating and the month that I've read it on the side of the book cover. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make these boxes, title it up real quick, and that'll be this one. so here we are on another day. I just want to quickly apologize for all of these shadows. Basically, these pages is going to be an overview of my yearly formats. So I've put 6 bigger boxes on each page, obviously one for each month, and then I'm going to put smaller boxes next to that. The things I'm going to be tracking here is the number of books, the number of pages, and then breaking that down into physical, ebook, and audio. So I'm just gonna let you guys watch this one through. Alright, so now I'm going to be starting my book club picks of the year. So one of my goals for the year was to basically narrow down on the amount of book clubs that I actively 100% tried to participate in. So I basically narrowed it down to 4. And I've created these spreads to help keep me accountable, basically. So here I'm going to basically make 12 squares, one for each book club pick of the month. And then on the inside near the spine is where I'll be writing the book club that those books are for. I've narrowed it down to 4, but please do not let that fool you. I'm definitely going to participate in more than 4, especially if I own the book. But these 4 are the ones that I'm going to prioritize and actually seek out the book if I don't own it. I basically chose these 4 basically for diversity, genres that I love, or things that'll get me out of my comfort zone, things like that. I have 2 that is on Discord, and then I have 1 real life book club and 1 that is hosted over on Instagram. I will leave them all linked down below. So the 4 book clubs that I've given priority to is, the first one is the Book Boyfriends book club, primarily hosted on Discord, but they're also on Instagram. Then I have the Bookery, which is a Discord server. The one on Instagram is called Give Me Coffee, Give Me Books Club. And then my real life book club is called Thrillers by the Book Club. I attend the San Diego branch. These next two spreads are going to be my year in pixels spread. So on the left side, I'm going to track the pages I've read, number of pages, and then on the right side, it's going to be formats that I read in. So I'm basically going to build a giant grid table, every column for the month of the year and every row for the number of days, 1 through 31. And then up at the top, I will put a key on what each color will stand for. For example, for the number of pages, I'll have under 50, 51 through 100, 101 through 150, 151 to 200, and then over 200 pages. And within that, I will color in the color that I've chosen that marks the day. So on January 1st, for example, if I read less than 50 pages, then I will color that the color that I chose, which in this case is green, you'll see later. And then same thing for the right side, the formats I read. I have physical, audio, ebook, and then I have a color for the combo because sometimes I'm reading more books than one at a time. So there is that. I just think at the end of the year when each box has a color, it's going to be so satisfying to look at. So I'm excited to see how that does turn out. These next pages is going to be my Goodreads and genre tracker. So here on the left side, I'm going to be making a table, 10 by 10, that'll basically be 100 boxes. That way I will color it in every time I finish a book. I will have 12 different colors so that I can distinguish. So like if I give January blue and I read 6 books, then the first 6 boxes will be blue. And then if I choose pink for February, then starting on 7 on will be pink, however many books I read per month. That way I could see visually which months I'm reading the most and stuff. I also have it on the bottom portion that you'll see. I'll have the months listed out. That way I can fill it in with a number and the color that I will have distinguished with each month. Then here on the right page, I'm going to have reading by the genre. So across the top, I will have 12 boxes, one for each month. And then below those, I will have different genres. I've listed contemporary, mystery, thriller, romance, sci-fi, fantasy, graphic novel, YA, and other as categories. So each month I can go in and write the number of each books that I read in each category per month. That way I could see where I'm reading most of my books, or if certain months I'm reaching more towards genres and things like that. These next 2 pages are going to be dedicated to Book of the Month. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a book subscription series that it gives you like 5 or 6 books, I believe, each month, and you can choose. As of now, it's only in the US only. If you are interested in joining, I do have a referral link down below where you can get your first box for $5. Shipping is always free. So here on the right side, I'm doing the Book of the Month reading challenges. Every year they have these 3 challenges that you can complete. The first one is called Book Babe, the second is called Debut Darling, and then the last one is called Genre Genie. So it's just different challenges that you can basically keep track of. They have an app that will tick off every time you read a book that allots in either of these. So for Book Babe, the challenge is to read just a total of 12 Book of the Month books. Debut Darling is to read 3 debut books, and then Genre Genie is reading 5 different genres. The thing about these challenges is that it only counts if it's a book that you got from Book of the Month. So that's the only thing. I've accented a lot with the blues because that is their color. At the bottom, I've put a little rectangle that is going to be my Book of the Month backlist. So that is where I will list all the Book of the Month books that I currently own and have not read yet. As this continues, I do just want to say that I did lose some footage here. So on the left side is actually going to be 12 boxes where I keep track of the books that I pick for Book of the Month each month. But we will see that in my final flip through. I've added a couple pages also. So yes, this is the last page you'll see me set up. Alright, so that is a wrap on my 2022 bullet journal setup. Stay tuned to take a look at my monthly spreads and what I'll be doing every month. I hope you enjoyed. If you bullet journal, let me know down below. If there's any spreads that you love, any spreads that you would add, just chat with me. Yeah, I had lots of fun doing it. I am very excited for the new year to start so that I can officially use this more. But that's all from me today. So you can like, comment, and subscribe down below if you'd like. All of my socials to follow me anywhere else are in the description as always. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!